So the source of our misfire is really at the back cylinders, because if you look at the thermal imaging camera here, you can see 1, 2, 3 sort of working, and it gets further and further back, and there's nothing. There's no room. There's no room. Well, that's a good clue, because there's water on there.
Yeah.
And yeah, there's no room in the in. So I think first and foremost, we'll have a look and see what's going on with the spark plugs. I think we'll pull the plugs out.
Yep.
And see what's going on. Right, so what we've done, the engine's relatively warm, as we saw with the thermal imaging, so we've taken all the spark plugs out. We've marked up the leads which way they go around, because I can't remember which way they go. We've got the compression tester on here, and we're starting with number 1. But first of all, just as a note, when we took the plugs out, are these in order as they came out?
1 to 6.
As you can see, we were quite right. That back one wasn't firing. Nothing. That one was firing, and that one. So that's why it was. Yeah, it had no power.
It's a 2-cylinder.
It was a two cylinder. Was it eco mode?
Yes. Yeah.
So it wasn't using so much fuel. Right. So.
Eco boost.
You got a great big klaxon down there. I don't know what the hell's that doing anyway. Right. So is it? Well, it doesn't matter if it's in gear, because you've got no power to pull it anyway, is it? Right, so let's see what it does for compression.
Again?
Yeah, go on. I was just looking at like that number 6, there was petrol coming out of the bloody plug hole.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, anyway, so that's 150. So we'll go around these, we'll mark them down on our cardboard, and then we'll come back. What a lot of fun, eh?
What about this head and the valves and so on? Would we, by the compressor, would we have known if there was a problem with the head?
Yeah, you would have nothing. So here we go. So we did a compression test, and there's our results. You can see number 5 has
turbo on that.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Or one high compression piston.
Exactly. Yes, only one. High performance engine. This was a very high performance engine.
Well, that's right. So when we were doing the test, I sort of noticed that there was petrol actually coming out the spark plug hole when we were testing them. So we just rung up and see if we could get some plugs, and we can only get some on Monday, which is a bit of a bummer. So what I'm going to do is it's a bit brutal, but we're going to put them through the sandblaster, and we can see if we can get a spark on these plugs. If there's no spark, well, they're dead.
Yep.
But at the moment they're all, well, like that, look. Let's clean them up. So after buggering up the rotor arm and making another one, we've now got to check the plugs again. It's been a bit difficult to do, but okay, let's fire them away. Again. They are working.
6 of them.
6 of them are all happy in unison, firing away like there was no tomorrow. Let's get them back in.
Okay.
And see if we'll get this beast fired up.
Yep.
Right, that's a bit boring bit, but at least we've got some success.
Some success.
Well, not a great success. Right, here we go. We've got the spark plugs back in, and is it going to work? It is like a little sewing machine. Oh! Look at it blowing the shake through now. Oh! Just make sure the exhaust comes in itself. I've just saw some excess fuel. That's working. Sounds nice. Whoa! We'll leave it running a bit, we'll get the double stuff here. Oh, that sounds nice. Oh, we haven't spent anything yet on it.
That's true.
Running a bit like a showcase. Whoa. Easy now, that There's a gallon of petrol gone.
The truck is comes with the engine.
That's a hot spot there.
Yeah, makes sense.
Good. We'll get the camera out in just a minute. Hold on, so as you can see now, you see at the back of the engine, they're all firing away quite merrily. Now that's a good sign. Give it a bit of a few revometers, Michelle. There's a tappet making a bit of a noise, but yeah, I think an intake needs adjusting. But it seems to run, well, it runs better than it was. I think smoke coming out of that here. I don't know where that's coming from. Is it coming out of there? Oh, I know, because I've got my shed up there now.
Could be.
Yeah, it's not going through. Wait, hold on a minute. So when Michelle was saying earlier, how do we know when the tappets need to be adjusted? That's why they need adjusted. But we're not going to touch them yet because we haven't got a gasket. If we break the gasket, we're napping. So we'll get some parts if they still exist. We'll have to go to the museum and rob all their bits. So the next thing, yeah, I'm happy with that. I didn't know an oil pressure gauge in. I think it has, hasn't it? Because I saw a capillary tube up there. £40. £40? Unbelievable.
I'll turn it up.
Just leave it running a wee bit. I bet it's never run like that for a long time. We were going to ring up the shop and get some spark plugs, but they haven't got any. Get them on Monday, but we can't get them today. It's Friday today, so I think that goes alright. I mean, there's no back pressure out of it. Good. That's a good sign. Well, I'm glad we got them cylinders fired. That's really
Yeah, very good. And I like the compression too.
No, the compression is good. I bet you if we, well, I'm not going to do it now, but I bet you if we did it again, that 180 would come down, because that wasn't firing for ages. And I bet it just banged up the petrol.
But it wouldn't show like a...
Yeah, I bet it might go down to 160, because they're all pretty much even. Right, I'll tell you what we'll do next then. We won't put it on the lid, but we'll put the jack underneath and see if we can spin the wheel and see if there's any play or anything like that. Hey, what a lot of fun, eh? But we've got two jacks, yeah, there's nothing up there. We've got two jacks, so we'll put one in the front of the car jack up. The brakes are a little bit tight here. What was it, Renault 4s used to have a handbrake on the front brakes?
I really didn't know that.
Yeah, no, they were really weird.
It would be making drifting interesting, I guess.
Some Renault, I can't remember which one it was now.
Yeah.
Let's pull them wheels off. Let's get them freed off. You're going to have to do them sometime. Then we can have a look at the brakes and see what they're like.
Yeah, sounds good.
So if we need to get any parts, if we can get any parts, we can do that. And then I think we'll have a look at the brakes. And then once it's moving, once it's easier to move, then we might just put it on the lift and have a look. Or we pull the floor out and have a look at what's on that gearbox. It might be just a shifter, something to do with the shifting.
Could be, because these are quite sturdy boxes and it doesn't have a lot of big mileage.
There's no miles on it, and the engine's good.
Yeah.
Not unless the engine's so powerful it's just ripped the teeth off of everything.
Yeah, usually the engine dies before the gearbox.
Well, that's how the whole thing dies. It rusts away, doesn't it? Right, let's have a look and see what's. Get these wheels off. It's an odd.
It's 15/16.
Are they still 15/16?
Yep.
They put the bigger nuts on then, eh?
Yeah, but it's the 15. Not. It's 15/16.
Oh, not an inch and a 16th.
Not an inch and a 16th.
Yeah, I thought so. Oh well. And it's not double-ended much, is it? Yeah. I don't know. It's like a trip down memory lane, this bloody car. While we were trying to decide if it's 15, 16th or whatever, I sort of just simply went down into the socket and the actual wheel nut came off of my hand. Have a looky there. These are really weird freewheeling ups, Michelle.
Yeah, I haven't seen them very often.
No.
And I don't know how they work.
I think there's a little lever on the side that you pull out. These are not safe. Well, there you go. Well, they move. That's encouraging. Have a look at those later. Did you find that socket yet? Let's go and see if we can find a socket. So while Michelle's cleaning on the floor, we drained the oil out of the gearbox, and this was in here with that big piece there. Michelle doesn't think we need that, but
It looks like an eyebrow. I mean, who needs eyebrows?
that's right. No, there's another bit there. Maybe we could weld it together,
I think so, and put it back through the drain plug hole.
like keyhole surgery.
Exactly, yeah.
So-
Let's put it back where it belongs.
So if you open the door, Michelle, we'll... So now we're in the process of taking the transmission out. We got the cover off the over the tunnel. We got that done. And we were thinking about taking the cover off the gearbox and fixing it from the top. If it was just, I thought it might have been the selector busted, but it's obviously a bit more than that. So we've got to take the box out.
Yep.
So I'll tell you what we'll do. Here's the plan. Yeah, take the seat bolts out. We'll do everything on the top first, and then we won't put it on the lift because it's going to be a waste of time.
Yep, I agree.
We'll lift up the front to work underneath to take the prop shafts off, but we'll lift it up and put it on stands and do it like that rather than mess about, because although it does drive, well it doesn't drive, does it?
No,
We can push it. We found out the brakes weren't too bad actually.
Yep, indeed.
So it's not too bad, but we've got to take that gearbox out. God, I've never done one of these for years.
I'm sure you'll...
And last time I did one, the instructions were in Latin. Right, let's get on.
Yes,
We've got a lot to do.
Yes, and the UK was still part of the European Union, wasn't it?
Not anymore, my friend.
Oh, okay.
Not anymore.
Yeah. We won't talk about that.
Right, back in a bit.